All right, welcome to the channel. My name is Alan. Today we're going to be talking about the ICT smart money concept, fair value gap entry, and just going to go over this in a very simplified version of it. Do recommend that you watch the 2022 mentorship by ICT. It's going to go a lot deeper than I'm going to go today. This is just going to be a bare bones explanation of what you should be looking for using the fair value gap entry. So what we're looking at here is the NASDAQ from today, May the 11th, 2023. And the basis of this setup is going to be between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. New York time. Okay. What we're going to be looking for is a sweep of the highs or a sweep of the lows, whichever comes first. And I typically would just use the high and the low from the start of the day. So from 9:30, I'll just mark out the high or the low between 9:30 and 10 a.m. And then once we get a liquidity sweep from one of those, then we'll be looking for a market structure shift with displacement that creates a fair value gap in the opposite direction. So we're going to start off here and play the replay and see what happens. I guess I should probably mark out the high and the low here. So there we are. And we're just looking for price to take out either the high or the low. And then we're going to see what kind of reaction we get from that. This happens most days. Some days you won't get this set up, but most days you do. So here we can see that price swept the low first. So what we want to see here, since it swept the lows, the sell side liquidity, we want to see a market structure shift back to the upside and creating a fair value gap while it does that. So let's continue on and see what happens here. Continues lower there for a while. And there we have it. Here we have a market structure shift. And we have a fair value gap here. Let's go ahead and mark out the gap there. If you're not familiar with what a fair value gap is, it's simply a it's kind of a oh my goodness. It's a 3-candle setup. So you have the first candle here, the third candle here, the high of the first candle, and the low of the third candle. If there's a gap in between on the second, that's called a fair value gap. So what we're looking to do here is we're looking for price to trade back into the gap, and then at which point in time we're going to take a long position. As we can already see that price did trade back into it right here. But before we take the long position, let's go ahead and take a look at what type of risk to reward we might have here. So our stop's going to want to be placed at the bottom of the second candle for the fair value gap. And there it is right there. And we're going to target, I typically try to target 25 handles on the NASDAQ. If I were on the ES, I would simply target 5. But since we're on the NASDAQ here, I try to target the 25. So if we're going to target 25 handles, it would simply be here. Now you could go for this swing high over here, or even this swing high up here. It's really up to you. But 25 handles is going to be a $500 trade. So that's typically what I look for. Let's see here. So we're going to be long from the, I was trying to look here. Should be long from here, the 1401s, and we're just looking for 1426. So the risk reward is 1.8. Stop's going to be down at the bottom of the middle candle there. So risking 21.5 for 25. Now again, this is just kind of the minimum that I'm looking for here. It could go much higher. So let's see what we get. Let's just continue on with the replay. So obviously we're tagged in there. And there we are. So it takes out our profit target there. And 25 handles, $500. Nice, easy trade there. I believe that ICT might call this the silver bullet setup that typically forms daily between 10 and 11 a.m. Now, this could go a lot higher. Let's take a look and see where it finally went to. Play it out a little more here just to see. Came back down almost to our entry there and then continued higher all the way up to the 49. So we took profit at the 26 and it went to the 49. So there again, if you're into holding your trades longer or if you wanted to leave a runner on, you know, you certainly could do that to kind of make more money there. That's pretty much the silver bullet setup. Like I said, my name is Alan. I am going to be streaming 5 days a week, live streaming my trading starting Monday. And I'm currently in the Top Step Trading Combine. I just completed step 1. Going to be starting step 2 and doing that live, trying to complete it with the 50K account. And we're going to start that on Monday in step 2 and see if we can't get funded through Top Step. So if you guys have any comments, just leave them down below. Any questions at all, I'd be happy to answer them if I can. And if you could just leave a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you next time.